So I will be addressing this in another video. Suffice it to say, it's been quite a long coming and it's very much needed at this point. Roll sound. Take four. So, my computer and my internet are tied up right now because they are patching the latest expansion for the video game I've been playing for almost 7 years. I'm like this close to being a 7 year player. And the game is called Guild Wars 2, and the expansion is called End of Dragons. I've talked about it. I've talked about the game a number of times over the years, but I haven't, I'm not known for it, whatever. God, I hate this intro. This is my fourth time doing this. It sucks. So, anyways, my computer and my internet are tied up, and I hope they don't affect the recording, obviously. But, yeah, I've got time to kill. And also, I've got kind of a threshold point unrelated to Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. I've got a threshold point that I'm coming up to right now, and I kind of feel like if I don't address this now, when I cross that line, my opinion on this is going to be different. So I want to address this beforehand. Before I get to this, however, there's a little bit of backstory that needs to be done. So, for the last month or so, I've been watching The Transformers Generation 1. I believe it's on Tubi. Yeah, it's on Tubi. So, yeah, I'm for the first time ever. I'm 39 and a half years old, and I've never, ever, ever seen G1 all the way through. Never. The only episode of G1 that I can remember actually might have been G2, when they had those early CGI cutscenes with Optimus Prime and it was either Starscream or Skywarp, I don't remember which. But, anyways, the only episode that I remember of G1 had something to do with the Autobots engaging in a friendly race alongside humans in their own cars. And then as they're going through a canyon, Decepticon shenanigans happen. That's literally the only thing I remember about G1, like from my own memory, without like researching it or whatever it is ahead of time. By the way, it turns out that I just recently saw that episode like 2 days ago for the first time in like 35, 38 years or whatever it is. The episode was Trans European Express. But I didn't know that until day before yesterday because I couldn't identify what the episode was. Trans European Express is like in like the mid 40s episodes, which means I'm getting really close to the point where the Transformers the movie happens. Now, for clarification, I did see the Transformers the movie 6 or 7 years ago, something like that. But it was out of context. I had never seen G1 until now, but 6 or 7 years ago, I hadn't seen it except for Trans Europe Express or whatever it is. I had never seen G1 with my own eyes. So when I went in and watched the Transformers the movie, it was out of context. I wasn't attached to any of those characters. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, I was attached to other incarnations, like animated, which is usually sitting over my shoulder here, or I've got a couple different versions up there. I've got the late '90s RID sitting right here. I've got Cybertron, Optimus Prime sitting there. So like I've seen a bunch of different incarnations, but not the original versions. So when I went into TMTM, it didn't hold any weight for me. It's just okay, charge of the Light Brigade. Yeah, whatever. It's kind of the reaction I had. Like, okay, yeah, this exists, and yeah, I can see why adults thought it was kind of crappy. Okay, and I can also see how it kind of disrupted a lot of kids' lives. But I myself was not emotionally connected to any of those characters. But since I just today saw the episode Crimtheek, I totally screwed that. Crimtheek! Crimtheek! Or whatever the Pokemon name is. I just saw that episode like a couple of hours ago. Um, it means that now I'm within spitting distance of the movie, which is also which I'm also going to be watching on stream or whatever it is. So I figured I would take care of this G1 character before I hit the movie because at that point this character no longer exists. Although from what I've heard, he does make a cameo in the movie, but he doesn't have any speaking roles. That intro took way too fucking long. This intro took way too fucking long and it just crossed 5 minutes. Is that how this video is gonna go? I'm so used to measuring how high I should place my camera by where the arm for animated, what's his name? Long Arm Prime is. Usually Long Arm is sitting right about there. So it's like, okay, yeah, I can set the camera. Okay, I'll put the camera right about there. But now I'm having to guess. There's this big open space right up here. There's a big open space right here, and there's kind of the big open space sitting right here that I totally can't see. But anyways, this figure originally came out as part of the Transformers War for Cybertron trilogy Siege lineup. And then shortly thereafterwards, after it had gone through, kind of general release or whatever it is, they did a repaint and a reissue of it in this special edition packaging. And that special edition packaging came out, well, it also came out in late 2019. I picked it up in I think it was like August 2020 or whatever it was. Okay, that's when I picked this up. But I'm only just now getting to unboxing this a year and a half after I picked it up. Don't argue with it, folks. This is just how my brain operates. So I am well aware I'm very late to the party, and why didn't I review it before now? I don't even. What were the circumstances when I got it? It might have been on sale. It might have been the last one they had. I don't know. It was either Big Bad Toy Store or tfsource.com. I don't remember which. Yeah, like I totally can't pull up the receipt, the online receipt or whatever it is. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the Refraktor Reconnaissance Team boxed set, which is a reissue, repaint, and includes some new pieces of the War for Cybertron Siege line's Reflector. Is it Reflector? Yeah, I think it is. I think they still kind of. So, and by the way, this box is really nice. This is a very nice box. You can see Refraktor, not Reflector, but Refraktor specifically. He's sitting inside of this transparent window, which even in person, kind of difficult to see. Oh, look, there's Kremzeek. How relevant. Some nice box art right there. Box arc right there. And we've got some descriptions. More Siege artwork. Is that? Oh yeah, this is Refraktor right here. I hope I can find a picture of that, but that's Refraktor right there. And that, and some stuff. So, here we go. I love the fact, and much now, of course, all my opinions or whatever is just going to be mirroring what people were saying a year and a half, 2 years ago at this point. So, hey, it's still new to me at this point. Even though I've had it for a year and a half, it was just sitting over there, and I think there's still some dust sitting on this box, but whatever. But yeah, nice box. Well, not like I don't keep the boxes. Why do you think those mounting brackets are sitting up there right now? Of course I keep the boxes. That's the problem, Ava. Kremzeek frickin' beat Pokemon by like a decade and a half, something like that. Dude, I had no idea that Transformers Generation 1 had merfolk in it. I was completely ignorant to this. Whatever. I'll be honest, while it is a stupid children's cartoon, I suppose it's because I've been a trans fan for almost my entire life. I suppose at this point I should say my entire life. Because of that, wow, this packaging is really nice. Because of that, I suppose that I'm able to attach to the G1 cartoon as I'm watching it right now. Like, oh, there's a bit of charm happening here, and oh yeah, you can totally see the animation errors in it, and they use a lot of Star Trek, the original series, and I think they have sound effects from all three of the Star Wars original trilogy films. You can very much hear lightsabers, and you can hear phasers, and you can hear bridge noises, all kinds of stuff. So, but yeah, there actually is some legitimate charm to it. Like if you can ignore the fact how old it is, like yeah, okay, it still works. It's like yeah, okay, whatever. That's a really nice instruction booklet, by the way. Is it instructions? No, it is not. Yes, it is. Item checklist. Before starting your reconnaissance mission, check that all of the following items have been included with your camera. So what happens if I don't? Shooting tips, propaganda, blackmail, surveillance, system Mac components, component guide, specs, customization, conversions, and accessories, Kremzik. Propaganda, use a simple background, move as close to the subject as possible without angering him, burn a powerful message promoting your leader and the Decepticon cause. I'm already liking this instruction booklet. That is nice. By the way, I was wondering what was rattling around in the box. Turns out it was this. Blackmail. Use the firelight of the burning planet to create an ominous tone. Maybe I should be reading this in the G1 narrator tone. I don't know. Stay as far away from subjects as possible to avoid the wrath of your comrades. Okay, I won't do that anymore. Use telephoto lens and zoom into subject from a safe distance. Surveillance. Use flash when shooting night scenes of the eternal the eternal darkness of a dying planet. Stay as far away from subjects as possible to avoid Autobot detection. Use a backdrop of scorched and crumbled cityscape silhouettes in a smog of floating debris to achieve gritty texture. Who wrote this? And the three bots that we have is Spectra, Viewfinder, and Spyglass. It's the exact same pieces, but they call them a shutter blaster, lens laser, and optic blaster. Really? Okay. Okay, so this is actual instructions. Here's the instructions. Very neon pink and blue. Not neon blue, but just, kind of electro blue color, whatever it is. Oof. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Spectra. That shield is awful, dude. Although I am looking forward to Viewfinder. I like his bigger legs or whatever it is. Spyglass. Why do they call him Spyglass? Customization. Convert. Oh yeah, that's the not vehicle modes. It's like the original Reflector had it was basically 3-in-1, so it's three of the exact same figure, and you put all three blocks together, and then it forms, a telephoto camera or whatever it is. Telephoto? What even? Here's the inside of the box. We haven't even. Is that a card? No, it's not. There's some what's that called? Orthographic views of Refraktor. Oops. And it opens up thusly. Cool. Very cool. How the hell am I supposed to cut those things? Does this come out? Yeah, it does, but... So the original refractor, or reflector in G1, was obviously a Diaclone figure, or it came from the... Actually, it might have been the Microman line. I don't remember which is which. I don't know which figures were in... I don't know all of the figures that were in Diaclone. I don't know all of the figures that were in Microman. I don't know how all of those are sorted out. But it seems to me that this guy was not part of Diaclone, the original... The original car robots line or whatever it is. It was not part of that. So, hello, what's that? Oh, okay, I think I could just take these out as is. So they're the blasters and or tripod. Turning the blasters into a tripod? Genius. There's the third one. All three are identical. Kremzik, who I just saw and I've never heard of before. There is Kremzik. There's Kremzik. He's just under 1 inch tall, and he's made of clear plastic. Although, to be fair, this is my second Kremzik, because I got what was it? Is it Binaltech or alternators? I think it was Binaltech. No, it was actually called Kiss Players. I have the Kiss Players Auto Rooper figure. And no, I didn't know what Kiss Players was at the time. Please forgive my ignorance. I didn't know at the time what Kiss Players was. I was like, oh, okay, it's a repaint of Meister as a police vehicle, and it also comes with Kremzik. So technically this is my second Kremzik. Ironically, about the same size, and he also has a little tail. So, yes. And he's made of transparent plastic. The original one was not. It was just painted. It's cute. Whatever. He's got little peg holes in the bottom of his feet, so obviously he's meant to peg into something. And this is the only way you can get this particular version of Kremzy. So anyways, these came from Japan originally, obviously, but for whatever reason, when Hasbro and was it Sunbow Entertainment, I think, who animated the show, when they produced the cartoon, for whatever reason, they chose to. Okay, this is going to be a pain in the ass, I know it. When they animated the original series, the vast majority of figures got repainted or recolored or whatever it is, and Reflector was one of those figures who got completely color swapped or whatever it is. And so what you're going to see here, wow, that detailing. What you're seeing here is the original Japanese coloring of what is referred to in G1 as Reflector. Except in Japan, he was called Refraktor without a C. Wow. So the reason why I got this is not only does it come with the extra original Japanese versions, or remolds, whatever it is, updated versions, but it also comes with the original Japanese colors of the original camera toy, which I don't know the name of. I think it actually was called Refraktor. But I shelled out a little extra bit for the I'm tired of that, of the Siege figures, the Siege Reflector with the extra bits. So that's why you buy this, is because he's not only is it recolored in the original Japanese coloring, but it also has it's got this camera handle here on the side. And by the way, I felt that turn, or does it? It's molded in a separate piece, but does it turn? No, it does not. I am disappointed. So anyways, you've got buttons, and this thing turns, or actually no, it doesn't. That does not turn, whatever. And then you got a flash bulb up here, and then you have the viewfinder housing right there, which is just painted silver. So, you can't actually see through it. You can't use this in any way of those things. But, God, how creepy is it? I'm old enough to remember when these cameras were still around. Like, oh, where is it? Here it is. I'm blinded by my own light. No. Like, for example, this is the potato that I did most of my CDX reviews on. This is it right here. And like, this is small and compact, but how ironic is it they're almost about the same size? But like, yeah, I still to this day I trust handheld cameras like this as opposed to cell phone cameras, which are really tiny lenses and whatever. So, but I actually remember a time when these kinds of cameras were commonplace. And actually, you can still find these. I use one of these at work, by the way. Not very often, but I still use one of these. What was the point I was trying to make? I don't know. But anyways, yes, that is why you get Refraktor. You get Refraktor for the extra bits, the handle on the side, or the extra plastic grip on the side here. So the bottom here, you can see this is curved a little more, so it gives you a little better purchase. So this is almost one scale. This is like maybe half scale would be what this is. So yeah, and then you can advance the film and the shutter and the exposure timing, or the exposure, yeah, like I know. And then the flash bulb is actually layered. It's clear plastic, and then behind that is a piece of painted silver plastic. And then there's obviously the housing right here. No. Or yes. I can't tell. Slot it in there somehow. I'll just leave that one vague. I'm not entirely certain. But anyways, the fact that they went through the effort to give it the flash bulb, that's nice. And then on the back here is Reflectors, the chest pieces or whatever it is. These can come off. So more or less everything that you can find here, including these three guns here, which are identical guns, by the way, all of this is was ordinarily available. It's just that it was in gray and purple and a little bit of green, and then obviously red eyes or whatever it is. But the only thing that's unique here is Kremzik and that piece and that piece and that piece. Otherwise, everything else is commonly available in the regular coloring. But the only way you can get these pieces, this, and this, is if you buy the refractor kit set. Refractor set. What is wrong with you, Ava? Boy, the inside of the box is really nicely detailed. It's a shame you can't actually see through it because it's all dark and crap on the inside, but whatever. I suppose I'm obligated to put these guns together for the tripod effect before I separate all these things into their individual components. So these have these little friction slots. You just fit them all together. This is fucking brilliant. They somehow managed to put a tripod into this set, or into Reflector. That's brilliant. I love it. And he is covered to the brim in plug-in ports, which was kind of a siege thing. So, and how does this fit? I might actually have to go to the instructions. I don't want to, but I'm going to assume it goes there. It is fighting me. It's nice the way they detailed this up. This would make a nice like satellite dish or something. Kind of wish Transformers would do tripod things like this more often. Okay, I think I need to actually look at the instructions to figure out where I'm supposed to attach this, because it's not attached when you pull it out of the... God, I love this instruction booklet. It's so cool. I mean, it doesn't say where it fits. It's just, no, just plug it in here. Okay. There's a mounting point between the legs of each of them, and I'm just assuming that's where it goes, but now I'm not certain. There have been so few incarnations of Reflector and or Refractor. This is actually the first time since G1 where Refractor specifically, with all the attachments, has come back. Well, no, I shouldn't say come back, but has actually ever been released. How do I attach this thing? Am I expected to plug it into this butthole? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Nope, it does not want to go in there. Well, it does fit, I know that, but does it fit on the back? No. Where does this go? Am I missing something? There's no moving pieces. Does it just sit on there? Oh. I might be missing... Let's see. Oh, okay, so I have to use one of the faux camera lenses that ordinarily goes on the front of their chest, or front of their torso. I need to use one of those as an adapter for the tripod, but I just want to know which one am I supposed to... So I guess I just pick one and go with it. It's so weird. They've got instructions for transforming each of them individually, even though they're just recolors or they're just repaints of each other. The only difference is what you attach to the shoulders, and that's kind of it. But whatever. So I just need to take one of these. Let's see what's more natural. I'll take this one. I don't know. I don't know which was... Ah, there we go. There's a peg. All right. Okay. So these double as adapter pieces. There's a peg right there. And you plug these. There's 3 tabs on the top here, which actually have kind of a little bit of a curve in here. You plug them into... There we go. Okay, that's what I needed. Because it comes with 3 of them, but I didn't know you were supposed to take one of those and stick it on the thing here. So if I remember correctly, Reflector, or the three versions of him, or whatever it is, only appears in season 1 of Generation 1. He disappears after that, and then he appears again in, I'm tired of that. He disappears again until the Transformers the movie. And he apparently appears at Starscream's coronation, and then that's kind of the end of it. Okay. So there's the tripod. There's what Refraktor looks like when he's got everything attached to him properly. Why did they include Kremzeek? Kremzeek. Why did they include that? That's so weird. And what you're supposed to do is take him and stick him inside of the lens, but I don't know where. Is he supposed to sit on top here? I think he's just supposed to like sit inside of, which is ironic considering the lens itself doesn't have a bulb. But where are you supposed to put? Let's see if that can turn. Then can this turn? The answer is, oh no, it can't. The lens housing does not turn. I thought it would. Not like on a real functional camera, but like the way that it's mounted on here. I thought that you could rotate, but apparently not. How am I supposed to get Kremzeek in there? I mean, he's deliberately included in here, even though Kremzeek and Reflector never met each other. Oh, okay. That's weird. I could have sworn he's supposed to sit inside of the lens. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's just for promotional reasons why they had him sitting in there. Kremzeek is a little gremlin. For those of you who don't know, he's a little electronic gremlin of some kind. So he can jump. He's made of pure energy, and he can jump around all over the place. Gave the Autobots a hell of a time. But anyways, I saw a picture. Let's see, maybe it was in the wiki. You're supposed to be able to stick him inside of the lens, which is compatible with the Siege Blast Effect system. Oh, okay. So even though the picture shows Kremzeek sitting inside of the lens, he's just sitting in there. He's not actually pegged into place. However, the instructions here do say that you can plug Kremzeek onto the top of this one piece here. It fits fairly nicely. There's a little bit of friction in there. Doesn't need to stay. So you can actually peg Kremzeek in right there, even though it gets in the way of the grip. Like ideally he should be sitting here, and I kind of wish there was a peg on the top or something like that of the flashbulb, but there is not. Oh well. So yeah, technically and officially that is where you can stick Kremzeek. He sits right there. And he was never heard from again. I'm kind of wondering if the extra camera bits here are, if they like combine into a super weapon or something like that. I don't know. Oh, it has two different pegs on it. That was on the outer one. That was on the outer one. Remember that, Ava. And whoops, that popped. Oh god, this just sits on a peg, or it sits on a siege hole, or effect hole, or whatever it is. It wraps around that thing. Oh god. And it was never attached ever again. No, it's not. It slides on it. Oh, okay. So my mistake. So there's a pair of slots right here sitting on the top, and there's a pair of tabs on the inside here. It's black plastic, and so what you do is you put it down on top, and then you slide it. You slide it backwards. That's how you're supposed to do it. So to put it on, you put it down and slide it back. To pull it out, you pull it out and then pull it out like that. Okay, all right, fair enough. So that goes like that, and then just unpeg this. I'm guessing. Ooh, yep, there we go. So everything. So this, under normal circumstances, without the Refraktor 3-pack that I've gotten here, this is usually about as far as you could go in terms of recreating, or in terms of the regular reflector. That's hard to remember. This is ordinarily as far as you could go. The Refraktor set specifically gives up or offers up these three pieces. This is what you're spending the extra. This is the only new stuff, except for Kremzik, who I'm not going to mention again. These are the new bits that are included in the set, which was not included in the regular reflector. God, the regular reflector sets. So this is ordinarily as far as you could go. So there's reflector, reflector, refractor, and then the Autobots have a character called Perceptor. Ugh. Oh, there's a pair of slots, real tiny slots on either side of his torso, and then there's a set of tabs around the rim of the lens. You see, there's right there. And so those, you just have to line it up and just insert those in like that. And a number of people noticed, let's see, if you want to get a faux lens, or I'm sorry, a faux, what's that called? Flash bulb. You can actually flip up the legs and you can get a little bit of asymmetry in there. So, or I'm sorry, you can flip up the feet right there. So, okay. This thing is fragile. It was already starting to come apart earlier. Wow, a tab on either side and a peg on either side. Boy, this thing is held together on a dream and a wish. I just made myself sad. Speaking of a dream and a wish, the Antonov AN-225 has been confirmed destroyed yesterday. Damn. Damn, that upset me. Damn. I like that plane. Somebody drew an analogy. It was a modern day Thunderbird 2, and I'm like, making that analogy does not help my mood any. Damn, why'd they destroy that thing? Why? So anyways, yeah, sorry to date this video, but yeah, that I was not happy when I heard that. Wow, all the accessories are made of black plastic. So easy to get lost on my keyboard and mouse pad. I do not know which one of these is which. Oh wait, it's in the instructions, I guess. Yeah, so there's Spyglass, Spectra, and Viewfinder. Although ironically enough, Viewfinder doesn't have an actual viewfinder on him, so... What? This, the flashbulb, is referred to as the flash launcher in the instructions. So what was it? Spectre, Spectro, and... Wait, where is it? Spyglass, Spectro, and Viewfinder. Okay. Why does it tell you you attach these here when they're already attached when you pull it out of the box? Huh? I think this guy's going to be easy enough. This toy is easy enough to understand. I'm not going to need the instructions. Oh boy. I didn't just walk right into that one. I just need to remember. I think the only thing I need to remember is like which bod is which order they go in. So I just need to remember red is on the right, and then the one with the silver legs goes on the left side, and then the all blue one goes in the center. I just have to remember that. So red on the right, and then silver on the left. I need to remember that. So, although I mean, to be fair, because these are just repaints, literally you can peg them together in whatever order you want to. But like if I want to keep it official or whatever, then I have to remember which goes on which side. So right there, I've just reversed the order that they were in previously. So I just have to remember which side, which one goes on the way. So silver on the left and red on the right. Gotta remember that. This also means I don't know which one. Well, no, actually, I don't think they have an actual leader. So, however, I do not know which character is which for which coloring. Yeah, I don't know which is which. I don't know what the name of which one is which. Um, so okay, so which one has what? Grip shutter, viewfinder, viewfinder. So, okay, so viewfinder is which one? This is viewfinder. Okay, this is viewfinder. Okay, so to be clear, as I understand it, Reflector does not. It's not three different robots with three different personalities. Instead, it's three different robots with a shared mind. I think I could be wrong. They weren't very clear about that at the time, so whatever. Okay, I think I have to turn the ankles up. Oh yeah, because they're pegged into the heels are pegged into. Gosh, how do I, or do I slide that up a little bit? So you just fold them up into little cubes and that's it. Take the landing gear and flip them 180. Ooh, those fit snug. Okay, that's not too bad. Gosh, these are so tiny. I think these are Scout class. I could be wrong. God, I'm gonna have to fold these hands out 6 times each. Ugh. Boy, those elbows are in a really inconvenient spot. Well, the arms are like super detailed. Wow. That's actually impressive how detailed those arms are. Yeah, no, you can't see it very well because crappy camera, but still, there's a lot of nice texturing on the arms. Oh, I see it. Okay, all right. We'll just figure out where the cockpit comes from. And by the way, well, this guy is just loaded with surface detail, with the exception of the front of his legs, which is understandable because that's the camera, you know. Wow. Which one are you? I think this is Viewfinder. Oh. Oh. I need to flip his waist around. Flip his thighs around. I wonder if it's always supposed to be like that. I don't know. Oh yeah, I think it is. Huh? I didn't think you'd have to flip the waist around like that. Oh yeah, you have to. Okay. So because this is Viewfinder, it means I have to get the Viewfinder. And I send this just tabs, tabs very lightly, yes. And then those fold out. Ah, okay. So the exact same tabs that you use to plug the viewfinder into viewfinder in camera mode are on a rotating joint. I don't know if you can see this. You have to flip it around. Ah, you're not going to see it. You have to flip that around 180 degrees, and then you use those exact same pegs, or the exact same tabs to tab in to either side of his shoulders, or to either side of his collar is where these tab in. Cool. It keeps the arms completely free and clear for our articulation. Wow. Elbows are in kind of a weird jointed place, and the outward motion of the shoulders are in kind of a weird place, but whatever. So I will give Refraktor a gun. Actually, no. I'll show you the shoulders, which is what the original Japanese version had, but the G1 toy did not have. So this is Viewfinder because he has a viewfinder on him. Who knew? I suppose that's how we keep track of these guys. Does Viewfinder have because not all of these guys have the circle on their little lens cap thingy on their chest. Like only one of them does. Viewfinder does have that. Okay, all right, whatever. So you want to take one of these adapters, plug it into the hole in the center of his chest, and Viewfinder is the only one who has this. Now, Reflector in G1, obviously splits into 3 separate robots. They're all colored and look exactly the same. Only one of them had the lens cap, or the lens. What's that called? I can't think of what that's called. The iris had the camera iris or whatever it is right there. Only one of them had it. So yeah. Wrists that turn? No. So the wrists transform by going downwards. Whatever. And then I will give him a shield. Does this rotate in such a way that... No, it does not. Although it does peg in two different places. There's that there, and that there. I could have sworn that this moves, but whatever. Oh, looks you plug it into the side of his arm. Wow, an actual shield that goes on the side of the arm rather than the front. I can live with that. And there is Viewfinder. Hollow legs covered up by the landing gear of the vehicle mode. Unfortunately, there's the face or the head usually just flips down, but whatever. He's got a nice big gun for a figure this size. Like, wow, it's a full-on rifle at that point. Are these decals or printed? Those might be decals. Where it says Refraktor. By the way, Refraktor, 5 letters on one side, 4 on the other, because they didn't want to take the A in Refraktor and split it right down the middle, because it would have looked awkward. So, although maybe that's a reference to the original Japanese version where he actually was called Refraktor. So this guy has posability all over the place, including a waist swivel and a neck joint. Is that a ball joint? Yes, he has a ball joint on his neck, but then he also has a transformation joint on his neck, so he can look up as much as you want him to. And again, with the exception of accessories, Viewfinder specifically, his shoulders can only go forward 90 degrees, and then that's it. So there's Viewfinder with posability. Oh, and then also you've got a significant ankle tilt. Hello. You've got an ankle tilt, and you can also point the toes down for transformation if you so desire. I usually don't go in for scout class figures, but or whatever these are called now, whatever scale this is nowadays. Is this deluxe? Is this what a deluxe is nowadays? But anyways, yes, there's Viewfinder, first of 3. Now we move on to the other 2. Get him out of shadow. Gosh, I really need to change my lighting arrangement here. Just. Okay, so next up is. Let's see, I can find the name. Flash Cube goes to Spyglass, and Spyglass is the blue one, or is the other blue one. Okay, so here is Spyglass. Well, that's really going to bug me how the heels peg into the top of the shoulders in order to keep the cube, section intact or whatever. That's really going to bother me. You almost don't need it. Almost. I should point out that yes, I was indeed aware of the original Reflector. I was planning. It's one of those toys apparently that was like commonplace in Siege, where like if you get one, you're basically prompted to get all of them. Like even more so than your average, robots in disguise collecting line or whatever it is. But like when it came to Reflector specifically, yeah, they had an individual vehicle mode, and okay, whatever. But because this is Reflector we're talking about, and you were expected to get all 3, I looked at the original Reflector, and like I was about this close to getting Reflector, the purple and gray version. Like, okay, it's the G1 version, whatever. And then Refraktor was announced, and I'm like, ooh, I want to get that version instead. So that's how I ended up in this situation. If it hadn't been for Refraktor, okay, come on, Spyglass, work with me, dude. If it hadn't been for Refraktor here, I would have ended up with a regular Reflector. So just want to let you know that. Gosh, the friction on those wrist joints. Also, it snaps. Why is it ratchet? You don't need to do that with with a figure this small. You do not need to have his wrists ratchet. No. Also, I should point out with Spyglass specifically, he has two different colors of, I'll say, cobalt blue or whatever it is, to the point where you've got the regular painted I'm sorry, you got the regular molded plastic molded in whatever this color is, but then there's some places like on the chest, actually like the entire torso, I think has either been repainted or molded in a slightly shinier plastic of the same color. So it's the same color. It's just it's more shiny. So like maybe they put a top coating of some kind on it. And why can't I open? Oh, I bet I have to open the chest in order to get the head flipped around. Maybe that's what it is. I didn't do it earlier, but like maybe that's a requirement of some kind. How do I get his head out of here? Oh, screw you, fingernails. I am not doing that. No. On Spyglass, work with me. How do I get his head out of there? And I've already done it once. Why should I? Viewfinder, share your secrets with me. How do I get his head out of there? Maybe this is a case of like one of the mass produced is really easy to flip around, but the others aren't. Here we go. I'm going to use one of the adapter pieces and force his neck to turn because, quite frankly, my fingertips are too big and I don't know how to force it otherwise. There we go. And that is what they're there for, after all, is to fit into those slots. So, Spyglass, I'm going to have a little bit of trouble with the neck when it's transforming, so not a whole lot I can do about that. So here is Spyglass. It's the second one. Exactly the same figure, only difference is the coloring. Kind of nice coloring. And then now's the time for me to pop the instructions. I want to find out where to attach his accessories. So Spyglass gets a shield on his shoulder? Oh, alright. And they make it a point to tell you to remove they make it a point to tell you to remove this. The fact that they turned the shields into the lens or not the lens assembly or whatever it is. Wow, that was smart. Just saying. So it says you're supposed to attach it to the outside like that, but I don't know. I kind of want to turn it so it's pointed upwards. I kind of like that better. I'm not sure. It uses a different peg and it doesn't well, let's see. Yeah, it says peg it to the outside, so what's the official picture say? Yeah, the official picture does the same thing. Well, alright, I guess Spyglass is gonna have this kind of big awkward thing sticking out the side of his shoulder. Which, I don't know. I might do that differently. If he can have that big old shield sticking out the side of one shoulder, then surely I can do this a little differently. Take this adapter. I'm going to take the adapter and stick it on his lower back. I just have to remember it's there. There's got to be somewhere else I can stick it. Maybe I could stick it on his arm. I mean, all that it does is it tells you to take the adapter piece and take it off, but it doesn't tell you where to put it afterwards. So, at least not for Spyglass specifically. Well, I mean, this is the siege lane, so I guess I can stick that pretty much anywhere I want to at this point. So I guess I'll just stick it back there, or maybe I can attach it to his forearm. Would that get in the way? It doesn't have enough friction. Oh, don't tell me these restrict you. Can't put it there. Can't put it there. Can't put it there. Wow, they actually limit where you can stick these things. Obviously, you could put it there. Huh. Wasn't expecting that. Wait a minute. They've got some fake. They got some fake screw holes here. Weird. I wonder why they did that. Maybe the original refractor had screw holes on the back of his hips, or not hips. I guess it'd be his pelvis. There's two fake screw holes. Huh. I wonder why they did that. All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna put this on his lower back. Does that mean I can turn his waist? Yeah, I can still turn his waist with this attached. It just won't turn as dramatically, but that's okay. So after how long? 11, almost 12 minutes now. Here is, what's this guy? Spyglass? Is this Spyglass? Yeah, this is Spyglass. Oh wait, did I put the shield right? Yep, yep. Shield is supposed to stick up like that. So there is Spyglass. Exact same figure except for the detachable accessories. And even then, the unique part of Refraktor set is this piece right there. That's the unique piece. I don't know, I kind of like the coloring on this guy better. Like I suppose the original G1 Reflector was kind of like they took this and they just changed all of the all the blue parts to purple, or I guess it'd be magenta, and then they called it good. Like presumably the color scheme for Reflector was based off of this. They just swapped all the blue for magenta or a purple of some kind, which whatever, that's fine. But this guy, I like his. I also like that the thighs have a new coat of silver paint added to them, which is different from the plain gray plastic of his legs. It's a nice touch. They added a little extra detailing in there. His face, and this is true of all three of them. His face looks like it's been pulled away from, or just also slightly pulled out from the rest of his head. Strange as that sounds. Okay, so there is Spyglass. Ironically, doesn't have a lot of spy, but does have a little bit of plastic glass. Glass? Whatever. So, yep, there's Spyglass. Gosh, I feel like I've already been here for some weird reason or something like that. This is so boring having to do the same figure 3 times. Having to deal with these frickin' ankle pegs or whatever it is. Come on, get out of there. Seriously. Of course, this one has his feet painted in silver, so I actually have to be careful this time of I don't gouge or scratch the paint, literally. There we go. So I can actually do a little better, not coloring, but I can do a little better example of this is what the arms are supposed to be like when they're inside. And then there's a pair of tabs on the inner side. Actually, you can kind of see it right there. Those peg into slots in the top of the shoulders. That's probably going to be the most difficult part of the transformation. I don't have a problem with the Perceptor, or daggone it, the reflector fig right here. I didn't have a problem with these. Like I said earlier, I was like seriously tempted to get the Reflector, and then when they announced Refractor, I was like, okay, I'd rather go for that one. But like mold didn't bother me. Just, whatever. Looks like Spyglass was the only one where I had trouble flipping the head around. I like the color scheme on this guy. Dude, is this guy Spectre? Who is this guy? Spectro. This is Spectro. I like the color scheme here. This is a little more G1. Has a which one is he? Not Sunstreaker, not Blue Streak. What am I thinking of? But yeah, this feels a little more G1 appropriate. Like that. And the shield, well, the shield wannabe, goes on the left side. Okay. And again, you want to remove the camera iris or whatever it is. And again, I'm going to be sticking it in his lower back. Fold this out like that, and then you take this and fold it up. Oh, this thing is a mess. Looks like absolutely nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's how the original G1 version was, but still. Oh, wait, did I say it goes on the right side? Yeah, it goes on the right side, and the round side goes down, right? Yeah. So it's going to peg into his left arm, and then that's going to wrap around the back of his arm. Okay. So peg that in like that, and then take this flap right here and flip it to the back like that. Okay. Which means his arm cannot ever pivot out to the side because he's got this combiner kibble. Technically this is combiner kibble. He's got this combiner kibble which will not ever fold outwards, right? Yeah, it won't ever flip outwards. So his left arm will always be straight down. You can move it forward and you can move the elbow. You just cannot move the shoulder out to the side if you have the kibble attached here. So, So in order to pose, you have to get that out of there. So you cannot, sorry, I've been showing you the bad side. So you cannot fold that panel outwards any more than that. And even then, I'm kind of sort of stressing it, so it'll always be, the kibble will always be vertical like that. So, And then he also has a shield and a, so where does the shield go? Oh, I just noticed I kind of sort of screwed up with Reflector, or with, no, I'm sorry, with Spyglass. You can put the shield onto his forearm, but officially you attach it to, where does that go? Officially you attach it to the left shoulder. Well, alright, for the sake of this, whoops. Ooh. Eek. Eek. Nothing wrong with the way those things peg in, I'm just not used to. Okay, so officially, when you're dealing with, which one's this? Viewfinder. Sorry, when you're dealing with Viewfinder, you want to put the shield on his left arm, which also impairs his posability. So I missed that earlier. I just assumed it attached to his forearm, but no, apparently you're supposed to do it that way. So, whatever. Right, so took care of that. Spectra doesn't carry his bed of the lens assembly or whatever it is. He doesn't carry that at all. It's not to say you couldn't find a way to peg it in somewhere. Maybe I could peg it in on the right shoulder. This poor guy. Clearly not the acrobatic one. So here is Spectra with all of his, officially you're not supposed to have this on here. So technically you've got one of these hanging out, just sitting there. So there is Spectro. What a cumbersome bit of kibble he's got on his left arm. Eesh. That's hard to work with, and again I've put that right there. You can get a little, I think I said this already, you can get a little bit of articulation out of it before this pops off, so you can get a little bit of waist articulation there. And I'll say it again, I like the color scheme on this guy. It's not Ironhide, it's let's see, Sunstreaker was the yellow one. It's not Blue Streak. It's not Prowl. Is it Trailbreaker? No. It's not Ratchet. Is it Sideswipe? Sideswipe! That's the one I'm thinking of. Okay, so this guy, at least his color scheme reminds me of Sideswipe. That's what I was trying to think of the name of earlier. Do I have a Sideswipe? So that's why this color scheme looks familiar. But yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Sideswipe. That's what I was thinking of for the color scheme for this. So the question is, can I hold all three at one time? And the answer is yes, I can. There you go. There's all three. Yay, I got all three. Hooray. I can't imagine having and by the way, I'll state for the record again, I'm not despite the Bionicle that I had sitting over there for many years, I'm not an army builder. So the idea of getting three of the same figure with slightly different accessories is an exception for me. That's actually something that I usually do not do. So I'm not an army builder. So this is actually, I guess, yeah, I guess technically this would be an army builder. So, okay, yay for me. But wait, there's more. Okay. So now I'm just going to tear out all the pieces. And I think at this point I'm going to have to depend on the instructions because I genuinely don't know what the combined form, or combined form, yeah, right. I don't know what the vehicle mode like. Basically, they basically kind of put their arms over the head and stretch their legs out or whatever it is. But like, I don't know what the final version looks like, so I'm going to need to depend on the instructions. Viewfinder, seriously, like, I like these things, but they pop off a little too easily. Or rather, it's difficult for me to leave them. Like, the friction on them is fine, but it's like getting these things to stay on his shoulders. That's the hard part. Eh. So Viewfinder has the belly camera. Alright. So I guess I would make Viewfinder the leader. I don't know, considering it's one mind operating three bodies, or something like that. I don't know. Again, because they're all exactly the same. Once you transform one of them, you basically know how to transform all three of them. So yeah, this feels a lot like. I mean, even right here, just because of my crappy camera, it's like this feels like the purple version. All they did is they just converted the legs and the torso to purple, and then you get the basic reflector. So the reflector color scheme, because it's pretty much the same thing. The only, like, the gray is in the same places, the green is in the same places, the silver face is in the same place, the red eyes are in the same place. The only difference is they just traded, they just color swapped for the purple. So why am I making a big deal out of that? Shut up, Ava. Okay. They want me to flip the head around for the vehicle mode. I am not doing that. No. Not going to wear out those joints like that. Although it will cover their face, it'll prevent visible head syndrome, except his head is covered up. So Reflector has a. They needed to have them transform individually. So even though the camera is obviously what they want you to go for, they had to do something. If you only bought one of them, then they needed to do something with them. So they gave these a vehicle mode that they did not have previously. Flip the arms to the back. I said flip the arms to the back. And then, oh, there's the tiniest of tabs on the front of his forearms. And you peg those into the front of, into little holes in the front of his pelvis. Huh. Okay. Alright. I can live with that. Something is stressing out. Oh, I forgot to pull the landing gear out. Spend all the time getting that in there, and then I forgot to pull the landing gear out. Okay, so getting the gun to stick into the bottom of the feet, that's a pain in the ass. That's officially a pain in the ass. But make certain you flip the landing gear out before you make the vehicle mode, or you're going to regret it later on. Like I just did. I get to turn around and peg these back in all over again. Joy. Wiggle the gun for the friction. Fitting. There we go. That's straight, that's straight, that's straight. Okay, good. Now, Now it's all taken care of. And then flip that. And then flip just out even further. And then that tabs in there. Jeez. Really? That is so thin. Oh boy. How many of these cockpit pieces have broken in the last 3 years? I'm just saying. Ooh, my. You know, thank God this cockpit thing is not suffering from the gold plastic syndrome. I'm just fucking saying. Ooh. Yeah, you have to have the legs solidly together. There we go. Now it pegs in. Wow, that's disturbing. Okay. Wow, and that all that effort just for the one. Oh boy, I'm not even done. Okay, so that goes up like that, right? Yeah. And then take this and peg it in back here. Oh, and it slots in there. Very clever, Hasbro. Or is it Takara that built this? I don't know. So it looks like it's a little off center on the one side. Maybe it could not be avoided. I feel like that cockpit panel is under stress. I don't know. Oh, maybe that's why the waist joint ratchets, so that it doesn't put stress on when you're flipping the cockpit around. Huh, okay. I might actually take the gun and flip it around, because the way it's sticking up right now, I'm like, So anyways, is this Viewfinder? Yeah, this is Viewfinder with his vehicle mode, which is just a thing. It's an absolute thing. And it doesn't resemble anything. It's like a Cybertronian vehicle mode or whatever it is. So it's not intended to look like anything you would find on Earth. But anyways, it's not horrible. You just fold the arms back and um, you rotate the thighs around 90 degrees, and then you attach the thing to the back. So it doesn't even have a proper like engine module or whatever it is. You're just supposed to use it. Although I suppose the top of his shoulders, that might be, I don't know. But I'll admit the way they got the cockpit to flip around there almost has kind of a. I was talking about Pat Kaiser a moment ago. The way they flip the cockpit around has a kind of sort of Super Sentai feel to it. Not just because they both transform, but because it's like the way it flips around and what they want it to look like. Yeah, yeah, okay, all right. It has kind of a Super Sentai feel to it. So anyways, yes, there is Viewfinder's vehicle mode. Oh boy, look, how long did that take me? A little over 11 minutes. Now I get to do it all over again to the other two. Wait. I missed something. Oh, oh, my mistake. You take one of the camera lens, one of the faux lenses, you stick that into the head mount. Okay, that's his engine. My mistake. That's what the engine is. Which looks like an alien rocket engine to me. So, okay, now is now that's finished. Where do I grab this? There you go. So now I'm going to turn around and do it all over again to the other two figures. So I'm going to keep the camera rolling. I'm probably not going to like show all the transformation like I did the first time around, but like that being said, I'm going to keep the camera rolling just in case. Because you never know when shenanigans are going to crop up. Those blasted shenanigans. You know, now that I've transformed all the modes, it occurs to me, why does the ankle joint tilt that much? I had the exact same thing happen on Overlord, Generations Overlord, or was it Siege? Anyways, to have an ankle tilt that significant, that's not part of the transformation. Like, Okay, this time I remembered to flip out the whatchamacallit, flip out the landing gear before I put the legs together. So I remembered. They just hid those pegs in plain view. That's a brilliant idea. It didn't even occur to me to look for that. I was like, oh, it's kind of techie Cybertronian detailing, whatever. Oh no, there's actually peg holes right there. Okay. I think I'm gonna try this with the gun pointed, or with the shield feature, whatever. Oh, I forgot the feet on this one are actually painted. Ugh, it's gonna scratch the paint. No, don't do this to me. That's secured. That's secured. Now I will wiggle this into place. Oof, not at that angle. Eesh. There we go. I mean, it's nice that they put the gun there, but still, I don't like the idea of scraping scraping that silver plastic. That's not fun. No. Yeah, I don't think it matters whether that's, well, kind of looks like a targeting ray, although wouldn't the targeting ray be on the bottom instead of the top? Yeah, I don't know if like the dish should be pointed downwards or if the dish should be pointed upwards. I'm not gonna mess with it. I think for which one are you? Electro? Yeah, for Electro. I think Electro, for the sake of this particular video, I think I'll just keep the dish on thingy. Trying to find good lighting here. So I've deliberately pointed it downwards this time instead of upwards. So you're supposed to do it that way. I pointed it downwards this time just to see if there was anything different. So, and you can see it a little better now. I'm going to take this and peg it into the back here. So that goes right there. And I get to do this again. Yay. Oh, that fit easily enough. Now that I know what I'm doing, it was easy. And then the camera lens with actual clear plastic part goes to the back. And then theirs is, daggone it, I want to say side swipe so badly now. Just now that I figured out it was side swipe I'm talking about earlier. Now I can't get it out of my head. So this is, which one are you? Spectra. This is Spectra. Spectra's vehicle mode. Yeah, that's nice. Close enough. Round 3. Ding. I have to eat pretty soon. Hands are starting to shake, in case you didn't notice. This is the reason why, I think I've said this before on this channel, but this is the reason why I never did reviews on CDX of small figures like Deluxes or even some of the smaller Voyagers. This right here, because like I'm transforming it and you can't see what the hell I'm doing because my hands are in the way, you know. So that's the reason why I never did videos of, Scouts and Deluxes. It's because my hands always got in the way. Gosh, the friction on these joints. I missed all of what did they call it? Was it War for Cybertron Kingdom? I missed the whole damn thing. No, that's not true. A week and a half ago, I went to Fred Meyer's and I purchased Kingdom Predacon Scorponok, which I never had. Which I was, character was okay, whatever. He's right hand of Megatron's, whatever. So like, yeah, that's the only Kingdom figure I picked up. Shame on me. Oh, hello. Who are you? You are a unique ID number. Two unique ID numbers. And in the exact same place. Okay. All right. So good to know. I feel like this one's going to behave a little better because his feet are not painted. Famous last words. As soon as I said it. As soon as I freaking said it. That friction is really tight. Like, I wish it was that tight on figures larger than this, not figures this size. And it's true of all three figures. That's the problem. Yeah, I think when I transform these guys, I'm just going to leave their... I'm not going to bother rotating the heads around 180 degrees just because... Or I'm rotating their necks 180 degrees because, like... you've got visible head syndrome right there. Right there, it's visible head syndrome, but it's so small. Honestly, I'm not gonna protest too loudly. And then when you put him back into camera mode, technically visible head syndrome, but I can live with it. Yeah, it's so I don't think I'm really going to worry about it. And really, Spyglass here, his head and neck joints are protesting every single time, so like I'm not even going to bother with him. So, by the way, it took 11 minutes to change Viewfinder. It took 6 minutes to change Spectro, and it's taken me 5 minutes to change. Is this Viewfinder? No, this is Spyglass. That's who this guy is. So here's Spyglass in his vehicle mode. And again, it's just absolute nothing. It's a nothing burger. It just exists. You don't question it. Let's see, can I do this? Uh, no, I can't do it. There you go. Oh, my hands are shaking. Oh, lovely. There's all three of the vehicle modes: Spectro, Viewfinder, and what's the third one? Spyglass. There you go. There's all three of the vehicle modes. Now the question becomes, can I take their respective kibble, probably not with Spectro, and attach them somehow? No, no, and also no. Okay, so Spectro's not going to get his. Let's see, Spyglass. Can I stick your kibble on here somewhere? Yeah, just put it in the shoulder mount, I guess. So Spyglass, I can attach his glass flashball right there, so it's not really worth it. I don't think there's really any way that you can manage the kibble other than when it's either I don't think you can attach them to the robots, and I don't think that they fold up and fold together in such a way that kind of manage the kibble. Yeah, because Spectro's kibble is so weird. It's so asymmetrical. Like no matter which way you look at it, it's like how can you manage it? And the answer is you can't really. See, do I want to put it back into camera mode? Not necessarily. Oh, I just realized that Viewfinder and Spyglass, their chest kibble are different colors. You got, let's see, is this Spyglass? Yeah, Spyglass, his chest kibble is yellow, while Viewfinder's kibble is green and silver. But then Spectra has to kind of go and ruin it by being black and silver. So, but still, it's nice that they actually changed up the colors on there. I like that. I like that. It's not a bad choice. I'm really running out of energy. I can feel it because my hands are shaking. It's like, yeah, I need to eat something. So I'm actually not. I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have enough energy to be able to transform these guys back into camera mode. But suffice it to say, yeah, pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but obviously they don't make it anymore as of recording. They don't make it anymore, but still, friction's a little tight in a couple of areas. I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to deal with that, but yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty satisfying. Absolute nothing burgers. These vehicle modes. They turn into nothing. So I wouldn't even worry about it. But I mean, the fact that they even went through the trouble to take a little block that changes into a little robot and then change the little robot into an absolute nothing burger. Um, I can't really fault them for that. There's some friction issues, but like beyond that, I'd say that Reflector turned out pretty darn well. 35, 38 years later, something like that. I guess it would have been. I guess it would have been 35 years right. It would have been around the 35-year area, something like that. Think about it, folks. Transformers is going to be 40 years old, or no, it's going to be 38 years old this year, and then it's going to be 40 years old in 2 years. Because it's 2 years offset from me. So, wow. I love that they went through the effort of making the not just making the camera that has a tripod, but then they took the extra effort to provide additional kibble in an exclusive set that is absolutely reminiscent of the G1 version or the pre G1, the Japanese version. That's the reason I got this. Because quite frankly, I don't think I could have survived. I don't think I would have appreciated these nearly as much if they'd all been purple, or magenta and gray and then green. I think that would have driven me a little crazy. Like, yeah, okay, there's enough about them. Like, yeah, I like the repaint was enough. Okay, and so with that, this is AV Unit 4A saying thank you very much for tuning in.